Laplace. It's St. Charles Catholic hosting Riverside in a key 12-2A matchup. Here's the batting order for the Riverside Rebels, presented by First NBC Bank. Tyler Gauthier, the outstanding center fielder, leads it off. Mason Fickner, very talented at second base. It's Jared HYMEL at third base. Two sports star Jordan Loving is the pitcher. Drake Perrette, the first baseman. Dane EDLER, the designated hitter. Brandon Morris behind the plate. Connor Poche is the shortstop. Zach GIEGER, the right fielder. And Peyton Bailey is in left field for Riverside. And they will be opposing the right-handed offerings of Brennan Gilberti, who's been outstanding this season. Danny?
He sure has. He's been a bright spot in this pitching rotation for the Comets. You see those numbers. He does a great job of throwing strikes. Only 6 walks and 36 2/3 innings pitched. So he's going to force these Rebels to swing the baseball bat and hope his defense can play well behind him.
And the numbers obviously outstanding, as you can see. And the weather is outstanding as well. It doesn't get much better than these conditions. I'd say it's perfectly clear. What I'm looking at, there's not a cloud in the sky. 79 degrees. The wind is minimal. Out of the west at 5. So whatever it does will affect the ball blowing out just a tad here this afternoon. We're set to go. Leading it off for the Rebels will be the center fielder, Tyler Gauthier. Fickner and HYMEL the follow here as we get things started. In Laplace, Gauthier, 306, no homers, 6 driven in. First pitch, and he lines it in the left center field for a base hit. And that's how this one begins, with a line drive single to left by Tyler Gauthier as Riverside picks up where it left off 2 days ago.
Well, I know Gilberti's going to be a strike thrower, so wasting no time. Tyler Gauthier right there, singling the left, going the other way with the baseball. Good start for Riverside. He can run, so he does a lot for this offense when he leads off an inning and gets on base.
Mason Fickner to the plate. The second sacker will stand in from the right side, can handle the bat well, and as mentioned, Gauthier runs well the pitch. And that's a block pitch, but it'll result in a runner getting the second anyway. Good read by Gauthier. He stands at second with nobody out.
Took the words out of my mouth there. Good read. You could see that that was going to be a ball in the dirt very early. Good down angle read by Gauthier to take the free base.
He stands in scoring position with nobody out. And the pitch. Lined into left field. Left fielder coming on is there to make the catch. Loupe handles it for out number 1. A couple of hard hit balls for Riverside to start this one.
No, Gilberti's catching a lot of the plate with that fastball, and these Riverside hitters are good enough to make it pay if you put it out there like he is right now. So he's going to have to do a little bit better job of working down in the zone, trying to locate that fastball a little bit better, changing speeds. These guys are seeing it well right now to start the game.
Jared HYMEL, the third baseman, 333, 2 homers, 15 driven in. The pitch just missing for ball 1. You'll note that HYMEL crowds the plate on Gilberti as he stares back at the base runner, who is Gauthier at second base. Open stance, top foot cocked in an upward position. And away, and it's 2-0 to HYMEL.
HYMEL been an outstanding hitter all year in this Riverside lineup, so he's somebody that you got to be careful with, especially being a left-handed hitter with a short right field fence here at St. Charles.
2-0. Up in the zone, so 3 balls and no strikes. They do have a base open. And obviously that is a consideration here. I don't think you give him anything to hit in this situation.
No, you don't have to. You have the base open. If he does reach, then you actually set up a double play to get you out of the inning potentially.
3-0. And he got a strike through there to make it 3-1. Good look at Jared HYMEL. (3-1), and that missed the outside edge, so he's on and tried to get him to expand the zone and give HYMEL credit. He wasn't biting.
That's a quality of a really good offensive player, of a good hitter, is when you can take those borderline pitches. You know what you're in there to get. If you don't get it, take that walk and pass it on to the next guy.
Yeah, keep the line moving. Be patient. Trust your teammates. In this case, Jordan Loving at the plate with 2 men on base. He hit a 3-run homer to extend the game to extra innings earlier this week. Took a strike at the knees here. It's 0-1.
And that was a better fastball there out of Gilberti. Down in the zone, right around the knees. That's where he needs to work. Trying to get a ground ball in your infield right here.
Now the 0-1. Breaker in the dirt. Nice pickup by Newman. And it's a ball and a strike. Stands really crowded here, as you might imagine, for this great rivalry. Gilberti, 1-1. Fastball fouled out of play. Count goes to 1-2.
That was a nice pitch to hit there. Just missed it. That one was right down Main Street. Could have did something with that one.
Runners lead in second. And breaking from second, the runner is going to be safe. And off the bag, he's out. Over sliding the bag, Gauthier, he beat the throw, but then the hand came off, and he was tagged out by ROUSSEL, and that's a big out recorded for the second out of the inning. That's quite a gamble, and this time it fails.
It sure does. Brady Newman making a nice defensive play from behind the plate. He's a senior catcher for the Comets. There you see he gets in, and then he comes off and could not quite get back in time.
And Gilberti gets out of the inning as he strikes out Loving, swinging to end the inning with no runs and a hit and a runner stranded. So we're on to the bottom of the first with no score as the Comets got out of that one with some help from the Rebels. Here's the batting order for the St. Charles Catholic Comets, presented by First NBC Bank. Lloyd Nash leads it off in right field. Dane Altamont is in center field. Zach Weber, the second baseman. Justin Ori is at shortstop. Justin Loupe, the left fielder. Brady Newman, the catcher. Nick Ciano, the first baseman. Zach ROUSSEL is at third base. Trevor Arsenault, the designated hitter. And, of course, Brennan Gilberti doing the pitching. And they will face the right-handed offerings of this big pitcher, Jordan Loving, the Fine 2 sports star, the quarterback in football, the sophomore at 6'3", 210 pounds. And he's been solid this season, Danny.
Power pitcher. You can see it in the numbers right there. 41 strikeouts and 30 in the third innings pitch. So it's going to be power. It's going to be, here it is. Can you hit it today? He's a gamer, as you mentioned, starting quarterback for the Riverside Rebels. Knows what it's like to play in big games, and this is one here today.
Had a special freshman year as a quarterback on the football field, and he's a talented player. As a sophomore, hurt a bit, but boy, is he good. Jordan Loving with a tremendous future in either sport, but really talented as a quarterback. This kid had to start as a true freshman after Deuce Wallace left Riverside, and boy, did he step in beautifully for Bill Stubbs' team. Look at the size, the maneuverability, the arm. He's got it all, and it translates to the baseball diamond as well.
He's a good athlete, and the biggest thing is that, you know, a guy like that, he knows how to play when it's on the line. He knows how to play when it's a big situation. You know, he's not going to get rattled. He's going to step up and rise to the occasion, and I think that's what you'll see here today, as I'm sure he's very excited to get the start in this second game of the district series with St. Charles.
Here's the talented sophomore Lloyd Nash to start it off for St. Charles Catholic, and he takes one over the outside edge for strike one at the knees. Nash at .319 with no home runs and 7 driven in. Catalyst for this team. Took it down. It's 1-1. Third baseman HYMEL is way in on the grass. And a strike over the outside edge of the knees again. Carbon copy of the first pitch. And it's 1-2.
That's a great place to put a fastball. Outside corner right at the knees.
1-2. Outside, it's even at 2-2. So both of these players, 2 sports stars, and both play quarterback. Nash as well for St. Charles Catholic. 2-2 the count. The next one. Fly ball left field. Left fielder toward the line. Bailey is there, and he'll put it away for out number 1. Nash goes airward to left field for the first out.
Couldn't quite get around there. Lifted it out towards left. Easy first out for the Rebels.
Dane Altamont stands in. Altamont, the center fielder, at 300, 13 driven in. Hits it hard and just fouled. On the third base side, it's 0-1.
Altamont, very talented center fielder for St. Charles. Been hitting the ball very well this year for him. Bright spot in that order, hitting in the 2-hole.
No balls and a strike. breaking ball and a good one from Loving, and it's 0-2.
Nice sharp breaker there from Loving. Good pitch.
Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss and a hook in the dirt. And tagged out by the catcher. Morris made a nice pick. And that's out number 2. First strikeout recorded by Loving.
Nice sequence there. Althama obviously was right on that first fastball that he just missed a double with right down the left field line. And he comes back with back-to-back breaking balls. There's that last one for the strikeout. Good breaking balls there, back-to-back pitches.
And a strike is called to Zach Weber. Loving pitching ahead early on here. Weber, the second baseman, takes it just off the outside edge. It's 1-1. Zach Weber, solid player at 304, 15 driven in. Fouls it out of play. It's 1-2. Just a beautiful afternoon here in Laplace, where resilient people reside, which we'll get into. Breaking ball sharp, got him looking. Quite a pitch from Loving. Very impressive in the frame. Nothing across. We go to the second with no score on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase on WHNO TV 20. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905, with locations downtown, in Metairie, and in Mandeville. No scores. We head to the top of the second inning with no scores. Wayne Stein, the outstanding head coach of the Comets, looks on. Quite a program, as consistent as there has been in Louisiana over several decades. Drake PERRET leads it off for the Rebels here in the second, and offers at the first one, so they're going up there hacking against Gilberti, who just threw his 13th pitch. Drake PERRET, a 220 batter, 9 RBI. Edler and Morris to follow. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball, had him off stride.
Nice pitch there by Gilberti, and he's a strike thrower, so Riverside going up there ready to swing the bats is not a bad plan.
0-2. Down and out. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now, he's the type of guy, Gilberti, that's going to make you earn what you get.
And the 1-2. And they got him looking. What a pitch by Gilberti. Outside corner of the knees. PERRET frozen, and that's out number 1. And strikeout number 2. And they've come in succession for Gilberti.
Great thing for our defense to be able to get that first out. It's always a battle there between the defense and the offense in this game of who can get the leadoff man of the in and out, or if that leadoff man can reach.
Dane Edler took one in the dirt for a ball, a breaking ball. Edler having an outstanding season as he settles in right side, batting .410, make it .417. .417 on the year, and he takes one for a strike at the knees. Edler has a home run to his credit, and he's driven in 10 runs. Good look at Dane. Settles back in. Sophomore. Quite a future. 1-1. Towards short. Convenient hop. Ori guns him. 2 gone.
Nice job by Ori to work through the big hop. Gets the good throw off. St. Charles having a nice top of the second here. Throwing strikes, playing defense. It's the chopper to short. Or he moves through it, gets a nice strong throw off. He's got a nice arm over there.
Brandon Morris swings and misses at a breaking ball. So he's in the hole on one. Brandon, the catcher, at 275, 2 home runs and 10 RBI. He was the hero in the game earlier this week. A walk-off home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. And he drills one fair inside of third. Brandon Morris has himself a base hit. He will stop at first with a 2-out single, and that's hit number 2 for the Rebels.
That's good base running there by Morris as he really rounded the bag hard, made the left fielder stop him. That ball down the left field line like that should always be your most aggressive turn. He turned on that one, got it down the line, and made a really good aggressive turn before coming to a stop, just like you teach it.
Trey Catchwa will run for him at first base, a courtesy runner for the catcher. So Catchwa at first, and here's Connor Poche, the shortstop. Bottom of the order is pretty potent for this Riverside team. Poche hits it to center, should be handled. Altamont puts it away. Inning over with a hit and a runner stranded. Their second left. Bottom of the second coming with no score on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Time now for Traditions, presented by Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905. Playoff baseball is a tradition at St. Charles Catholic. You can see the streak of consecutive seasons the Comets have reached the state playoffs. 31 straight years. That is as consistent as any program in Louisiana. 7-time state runner-ups. Quite a program fashioned here at St. Charles Catholic. Our tradition of the day as Wayne Stein looks on. And it's 0-1 to Zach Geiger, who doesn't get the first one. Ball from Loving. He's ahead 0-2.
Loving's got that breaking ball working really well. He's throwing it at any point in any count.
This is hit hard. Nice play by Roussel. Sets and throws, but airmails it. I said Roussel, HYMEL. HYMEL airmailed it, and that's going to be a throwing error to allow Geiger to reach. So HYMEL made a nice play, but just a little bit amped up on his throw there, and the leadoff man is aboard.
Yeah, made the hard part of the play, the catch. That ball had left field written all over it. Made a nice stab. Just got up underneath that throw. Kind of threw it from the side, and that's something that you really don't want to do from third base. You want to try to get up on top of that. Get the good straight throw across the diamond.
Throw to first, runner back. Tyler Gauthier, remember, singled on the first pitch he saw. In the bottom of the first, takes one here that just missed the outside edge as he showed bunt. Showed bunt again and took a strike at the knees. So the count now 1-1. I say Gauthier, I'm sorry, it's Ori and Loupe on my bad. Ori, of course, reaching on the error, now a foul out of play. It's 1-2, my bad. Ori on reaching on the error, now Justin Loupe is 1-2. Loupe at 184 with 8 RBI. Justin stands back in from the left side. Stands pretty upright in the batter's box. Throw to first, runner back. So bunt is off for Loupe in all likelihood against Loving. Ori getting his lead once more. 1-2. Missed the outside edge, 2-2.
Loving going to extend it with the fastball there, and you can do that when you're this far ahead in the count. Loupe trying to see if he can get Ori in the scoring position.
Loupe waits, 2-2 from Loving. Breaking ball, dandy, struck him out looking. Quality pitch from Loving. His third strikeout as Loupe is retired for the first out.
Really good breaking ball. It's going to be these St. Charles Catholic hitters today. Loving's got that breaker working.
Here's Brady Newman. Newman struck a big blow in the game earlier this week as he homered for St. Charles Catholic, his first of the year. He's at 354 with that home run, but 21 RBI, which leads the club. Took a ball down. So an extremely valuable player is Newman, the senior catcher. Whole right side for him as the first baseman, PERRET, holds the runner on. Ball is down. 2-0 the count now to Brady Newman. And there is a strike call from Loving to make it 2-1. Two balls and one strike. A lead first by Ori. Now the 2-1 pitch. And tied 3-1. So the first 3-ball count accumulated by Loving. And a 3-1 pitch forthcoming here to Newman. Should get a pitch to handle here. Let's see if Wayne Stein elects to put something on.
Might want to get that runner in motion. Stay out of that double play.
Short lead by Ori. Very short. He is going, though, and stops, and then a swing and a foul tip. It's 3-2. He started there and stopped. 3-2 the count.
More than likely he'll start again here on the full count. I'm trying to stay out of that double play ball.
Just not getting very much of a lead. So he extends it about a step now. He is not going, and that's ball 4, so it's 2 on and 1 out. An error and a walk give the Comets a chance here in the second. Nick Seal will be the hitter. Time called as we'll get a runner at first base. The Comets will send in Brandon Lemoyne to run at first for Newman. Lemoyne runs at first, and the runner at second, Ori. And here's Nick Ciano. Ciano, 345, no homers, 11 driven in. The pitch. At the knees, good pitch from Loving to get ahead.
Good pitcher strike there, outside corner right at the knees. It was a really good job going back to Newman's at bat there. Being able to draw that walk and move Ori into scoring position.
Runners lead first and second, the 0-1. Popped up right field. The right fielder, GIEGER, is there. He will put it away for the second out. No advance. Good shot as well. Two outs for ROUSSEL. Zach ROUSSEL will try to deliver a big 2-out blow and try to give the Comets the early lead. As ROUSSEL will settle in from the right side.
You got to get clutch hits. We say it time and time again. Big games like this. St. Charles with a chance right now to get a big 2-out hit, try to score a run.
Pitch from Loving is a fastball high to the senior ROUSSEL. Loving with a 1-0. Spots it beautifully for a strike called. It's 1-1. Very few pitches down the middle.
I was getting ready to say he's just a nice looking arm on this Riverside staff. Of course, you had Mason Vickner who threw the other day and had 18 strikeouts. So there's some arms on this Rebel staff.
There's a wild pitch that will advance the runners to second and third. And now the Comets, where the base hit, could grab 2. And a favorable 2-1 count to ROUSSEL.
This is the way it sets up for you in games like this. You get these opportunities, second and third, 2 outs. As that one skips away, good base running by both runners to move up. But you get these 2-out opportunities, you've got to take advantage of them.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on, and a breaker in the dirt makes it 3-1. Arsenault would be next. Three and one the count. ROUSSEL swings and misses the fastball. So he fills it up at 3-2. Three and two the count. Loving, he is ready. Here's the payoff pitch and a pop foul back in. Will be run down by a youngster. Standing behind home plate here at Russell Godet Jr. Stadium. Count remains full. Heck of a crowd here. People watching all over the place. Loving another 3-2 and a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jordan Loving with his fourth strikeout of the game. No runs, no hits, an error, two stranded, no score after two. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Delary Camarda Realtors, dedicated to going the extra mile to help you make the most of your real estate experience. Call 504-875-3555 or visit NOLAHomefinder.com. No scores. We head to the third inning. Riverside with two hits. They have the only error. St. Charles Catholic without a hit. And we start the third with Zach Geiger leading it off and swinging and missing. And an off-speed pitch well out in front. Zach at 341, no homers and 4 driven in.
Two pitchers, both sides, Gilberti and Loving, doing a nice job of throwing a second pitch for strikes pretty much whenever they want.
Popped up on the infield. The first baseman is under it, Ciano, and he'll put it away for out number one. So a quick by Gilberti. Will flip the lineup, and Tyler Gauthier will bat. Gilberti with 24 pitches now. He's walked one, fanned a pair.
Gauthier jumped on that first fastball to open up the game, singling the left in his last at-bat.
Took it down, ball one.
They need more of the same right here. Try to get something going here in the top of the third for the Rebels.
1-0. Taps it foul. It's 1-1. Stayed off speed. Gilberti. People watching from the stands of the football stadium, stands of the softball stadium, standing beyond the right field fence and watching, standing down the outfield lines and watching on both sides. This is quite an atmosphere. 2-1 the count. Down again, so 3-1 to Gauthier, and that's a guy that Frank Cazzo would like to see on base with his speed.
Well, these two schools know each other very well. Great rivalry. St. Charles here in Laplace and right down the road in reserve.
And he takes a strike call to fill the count.
Even more interest put on these games now that they're in the same league together, same district.
Payoff pitch. Fouled, out of play. Holding 3-2. Hit that one over toward Thomas J. Dupuy Memorial Stadium, the football facility here at St. Charles Catholic, as Frank Cazzo looks on, the veteran coach and mentor of the Riverside program, as Gauthier trots to first with a one-out walk, speed aboard, and the second walk issued by Gilberti.
Well, it's very important for Gauthier to reach. He's done that twice today. Because he can run, he can give you a lot of different options offensively. Yeah, what looks to be a very low-scoring game. There's a great look at the crowd here. Just an outstanding atmosphere, as Ken has spoke about.
They're everywhere. I mean, they're standing everywhere here. I mean, it's remarkable. Again, great speed for Gauthier down at first. Good breaking ball. Starts off Vic there, and it's 0-1. Vic there left his first time. 9 stolen bases for Gauthier on the year. It's been 4 times. Second on the team in stolen bases. And draws a quick throw.
These schools probably about 5 minutes from each other, right down airline. 3.1 miles to be exact.
Depends on if you catch a train going to Riverside. Popped him up a mile high, short left field. Loupe is on the shortstop out. Who wants it? Shortstop, Ori for the catch. Yeah, that's out number 2. Gauthier returns to first. And HYMEL will take his cuts. Well, we saw Frank Cazzo. We'll talk about that in a moment. Right now, this ball is going to come down eventually, right?
Yeah, he skied that one up underneath it a little bit too much. Ori, the shortstop, taking it right in front of Loupe. Probably would have been a little bit easier play for Loupe, but got the out. That's the big thing.
HYMEL, big left-handed swinger, took a good breaking ball for strike 1. Frank Cazzo was an outstanding player, really good pitcher in high school at Archbishop Rummel, where he played on some terrific teams, and then, of course, coached his alma mater to a state championship in 1997. Throw to first, runner back, coached him to another state championship appearance as well. They beat some team in 97, I recall, and then they...
Don't know who you're talking about.
I didn't think so, yeah. Then
I know they wear blue and white pinstripes, but
they lost to another team that wears blue in the game in the other appearance. Barb was that team. This was pop foul out of play, left side, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Of course, they beat Jesuit in the state championship. Returning the favor of Jesuit doing to Frank's team when Frank actually played at Rummel back in 1980 in a classic game. And that was his senior year. That was a great ball game, a 3-2 game in Baton Rouge that I was at. So turnabout was fair play. Frank got his revenge as a head coach.
17 short years later, huh?
Took it out on Ream. Throw to first, runner back. What were you, a freshman? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten the big boy ball yet at that time. Needed a couple more years.
It's symmetry because we'll have Rummel and Jesuit on the first NBC Prep Showcase tomorrow night. Swing and a miss. And the flip to first for the out. The inning's over. HYMEL retired on strikes. And that's strikeout number 3 recorded by Gilberti. In the inning, no runs and a runner stranded. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. Game is brought to you by Dellery Camarda Realtors. Riverside Academy reached the state championship game in both football and boys basketball this year, joining fastball, good one, 1-2.
Loving is throwing it. Got a little something on that fastball here today. Really good arm. He's throwing it through the catcher.
One up to get that fastball, chops it towards second. Vic there ranges, gloves it, throws it, got him. Stretched by PERRET, and out number 1. Arsenault retired. And the lineup turns over for Lloyd Nash, who flew out to left in the bottom of the first. Offensive game at Riverside. Shaping up as a bit of a pitcher's duel at this point. That is a strike at the knees. Again, he's been on the corners and at the knees, just not giving him anything right down the middle. Quality pitches from Loving. 0-1. And has a hard hit base hit to left. Nash got it and delivers a one-out single to left, and speed comments.
That was a fastball on the outside part of the plate, down by the knees as usual. But he did a great job, did Lloyd Nash, of staying on that, taking it the other way.
And now you've got as good a base stealer as you will find in Louisiana in Lloyd Nash. 22 out of 23 in stolen bases this year. When is he taking off? Altamont, he doesn't run here, and the pitch is up and in for ball one. Altamont figures to see fastballs because of the speed of Nash.
Right, they're going to have to do a good job of holding Lloyd over there at first. If not, as you mentioned, he'll take off and swipe a base like there's nothing to it.
Not going, high again. So it's 2 balls and no strikes, and in his haste to get the ball to the plate quickly, he's gotten under a couple of pitches. 2 balls and no strikes.
Not a bad spot to hit and run potentially right here. We'll see if the comments will put anything on. 2-0 count. You figure to get a pitch you can handle.
Took it down and out, so 3-0. This is what speed can do to you. Gets Loving a little bit out of sync. Trying to get it to the plate quickly. He's behind 3 balls and no strikes.
Nash will tighten up a little bit.
Strike called over the outside edge. It's 3-1.
With the take on.
Figure he's going on this pitch, don't you?
Yeah, it's almost like you're just on the edge of your seat waiting for him to take off.
Loving ready, not going. And a fly ball to center, hit pretty well, but should be handled. Center fielder Gauthier there, puts it away for out number 2, and Nash returns to first, and Zach Weber will bat.
Altamont hit that ball well, just to dead center. And Gauthier's a really good center fielder for Riverside back there, making that catch, pulling it in for the second out.
Zach Weber struck out looking in the first to end the inning. Nash with his lead. Loving delivers. Breaker in the dirt, blocked. He's going to try to take second. The throw is not in time. A little bit behind on the throw was Morris, and that enabled Nash to sneak in the second base on what is a wild pitch.
Well, he just showed you outstanding speed, because that was a very late read. It was a late break, and he's still able to get down there. Really good speed, and that's important because now you've got another runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
For Weber, who's driven in 15 runs and took it at the knees for a strike. It's 1-1.
You know, when these bats changed to the BB cores, the high school baseball, in many cases, especially with good arms on the mound like you have today, became a game of getting guys in scoring position and who can get the clutch hits.
Right side out of play, 1-2. You went from the reflex bats, which basically, if you squared it up, the ball just flew.
Yeah, you used to sit back and wait for the big in, and now it's almost like a game of how many times can we get somebody into scoring position, and can we get clutch hits, or will the opponent make a mistake?
A ball and 2 strikes on Weber. Look for the hook here, right, or the high fastball. High fastball, runner breaks for third. The throw is good, and he is out at third base. Perfect throw by Morris. Nash has caught for only the second time this year, but now the home plate umpire is calling everybody back. And now what's the call here? Frank Cazzo is going to argue. I'm trying to figure out what he called. Let's check it out. I'm not sure what he called. The pitch was high, and if you can distinguish what it was that he might have called there, please let me know, because I'm certainly not sure. Looked like the inning was over. Now the umpires are going to talk. Frank Cazzo is very unhappy. First base umpire's talking to the home plate umpire. I'm just not sure what he would have called there. That pitch was high, and Morris double clutched, and he made a perfect throw. And that would be only the second time this year that Nash has been caught stealing. But much like Riverside in the first inning, it would have been a situation where you're out at third stealing.
And the home plate umpire told Nash to go back to second, so that's what's really confusing, because he takes off. There's the throw, catch,
if you tell him to go back to second, it had to be a no pitch.
He's out. Okay, he's out.
All the pitch or strike, he's out. So there we go. whatever. It's over with. The inning is over. Now Wayne Stein wants to discuss it. As he does, we go to break. We'll tell you all about it when we return. No score after 3 from LaPlace. Portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for 35 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction. Danny, we can only assume it was called a strike. The right arm started to go up as we watched the replay from the home plate umpire. Either way, the inning would have been over. Maybe he didn't realize how many outs there were. That's all I can assume, as this line drive is missed by the third baseman, and the throw to first is not in time. So the leadoff man, Loving, is aboard on what has to be an error on the third baseman, as Roussel had him hit him right in the glove, and he wasn't able to handle it. We'll get a runner.
This one hit right at him and just missed it. May have been knuckling or something. I don't know if there was anything weird going on with that baseball, but hit right at him and just couldn't make the play.
And an error on the third baseman, allowing Loving to reach, and that brings Drake PERRET to the plate, who struck out looking and squares to bunt here. Pops the bunt foul behind the plate. We saw a runner earlier that was not advanced. Can they get it done here?
Well, very important. You're in a 0-0 game here in the fourth inning. Teams are having trouble scoring runs. You've got to go to execution. You've got to be able to get things like this done.
Throw to first, runner back. So the leadoff man aboard, trying to take advantage of the error. Going bunt very early once more. Now he's going to slug bunt and took a ball. With that third baseman, Roussel, crashing. 1-1 the count. As a coach, how close do you want your corner infielders to get on the obvious punts?
Well, you got to be careful.
Right.
You know, normally what you'll tell them is if they would slash, if they would pull back on the bunt and try to swing, you know, if you're charging, just run off the field. Just get in the foul territory, get out of there. The worst thing would be for somebody to get too tight and them, you know, slash and swing, and then, you know, you'd have an issue of somebody getting hit with a liner real tight up or a real hard ground ball or something. So if that corner guy's charging and they go to slash where they pull back and look to hit, sometimes you just got to bail.
Unable to get the bunt down, so it's a ball and 2 strikes. And now PERRET likely goes to hitting as Roussel goes back to about even with the bag. Now cheats in a step or two, and this one hit him.
Oh, you'll take that.
So behind in the count, PERRET hit by pitch, and now 2 on, nobody out, and a couple of free base runners given to the Rebels, and here comes Wayne Stein.
1-2 count. Had PERRET right where you wanted him, and you hit him with the breaking ball there. So now first and second, nobody out for the Rebels. As Wayne Stein's going to come out and talk to his starter, Gilberti, try to settle him down, settle his infield down, get him ready for probably another bunt attempt.
would seem to be the case. Although Edler is a .417 hitter coming in. He had a long conversation with Frank Cazzo, and Wayne Stein had a long conversation with Brendan Gilberti.
You've got Morris on deck, who a year ago was an all-state player. Connor Poche's been swinging the bat well. He's hit a couple home runs recently, so this is a situation where I think you can feel comfortable taking the bat out of Edler's hand, moving the runners up.
And that bunt attempt is in the air, so a foul ball. It's 0-1.
And then you would get to second and third with Morris and Poche ready to come to the plate.
All of that sounds great, but you've got to execute.
Got to execute. You got to get the bunt on the ground. In this situation where you're trying to get a runner from second to third, you'd like to bunt the ball towards the third base side, make the third baseman come up and vacate, make him make the play.
Squaring early, the 0-1, and he popped that one up, and that's caught in foul territory. Handled by Ciano. Riverside in succession, unable to get bunts down.
Here, we'll take a look at it. The bat underneath the baseball, that leads to pop-ups when you're trying to bunt. That's a huge out, because now you go from St. Charles' perspective, you go from first and second, nobody out saying, oh Lord, this could be a rough inning, to you're a ground ball away from being out of this.
Breaking ball smashed to third. Nice catch. Throw to second. Double play. Inning over. Morris hit the daylights out of it. ROUSSEL atones for the error with an outstanding play, leading to the double play. We watch it again as we head to break. No runs and a runner stranded. Bottom of the fourth. No score from Laplace. Okay. And now a ball. It's 1-1. Justin Ory reached on an error. Back in the second inning. Doesn't get this one. It's 1-2. Loving with 5 strikeouts and a walk. The bar has been sharp. A ball and 2 strikes. Ory back in. Loving kicks and deals. And it is 2-2. Ory back in, trying to get something started here in the bottom of the fourth of a scoreless game. Breaking ball beat towards second. Vickner gets there. Underhands to first to get it in. Ory retired for out number 1 here in the fourth. A lot of people moving on that play, but that play made by Vickner. And if you are interested in purchasing a DVD copy of today's game, send an email to prep@sportsnola.com or call our offices at 504-681-0120 during normal business hours. You will receive a reply with more information on purchasing DVDs. Justin Loupe, took it down. Loupe struck out looking against Loving in the second inning. Foul back to the screen. It's 1-1. Rather 0-2, pardon me. No balls and 2 strikes. Danny tried to get in the game.
Almost made that play.
Almost. Yeah. You would have.
I needed to move.
0-2. Just missed the outside edge, 1-2. But that's a sign of a sharp pitcher. He threw that ball exactly where he wanted, hoping to get the hitter to expand. This is straight up in the air toward the second baseman, Vic, there on the outfield grass, and he will put it away. Vic there has recorded the first 2 outs and is 1 out away from tying a record. As Brady Newman, or rather Justin Loupe, will stride to the plate, pardon me. So here's Loupe. So, okay, what happened? Just to recap, they did call him out at third stealing last half inning. That's what happened. So the ground out came from Weber. Here's a sliding effort, but a hit off the glove by Loupe. So this was Loupe. Just to recap, we had no idea what they called last half inning. As it turned out, they called the runner out stealing rather than a strikeout, which is what we assumed as we watched the hit again.
Goes down and gets that one right back through the middle. Base hit. Colin Gauthier dove, but couldn't quite get there.
So again, runner was out stealing to end the inning. Weber grounds out, Ori pops out, and now Loupe singles. Again, we were totally confused because we never got an explanation as to what happened. So, as we thought, the runner was out stealing to end the last half inning. I'm not sure why there was any argument or discussion to begin with.
No idea. Frankie Cazzo didn't know either.
Here's Newman, and that's a ball. Newman walked his first time. 1-0 the count. So only the second time Nash has been caught stealing.
He came sprinting out of that dugout.
Yep. So this is Newman, who walked his first trip. Runner first 2 outs and took it down. It's 2-0. That was, in fact, the first hit of the game by the Comets. It comes here in the 4th. 2-0 the count. Second hit. Nash had the hit earlier, of course. A pop up in the right center field. Right fielder over. Center fielder there, up against the wall. That ball carried, and it's caught. Didn't look like it was hit that well, but it got there. But Newman is retired by Gauthier. A hit and a runner stranded there, 4th left, through 4. No score from LaPlace. Of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by Park Lakewood Apartments, located on the West Bank of Parish, a short commute to New Orleans. Park Lakewood Apartments. On to the 5th inning we go. It's no runs, 2 hits, 1 error Riverside, and it's no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for St. Charles Catholic. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? First pitch is down for ball 1 to Connor Poche to start the top of the 5th inning. Poche to be followed by Geiger and Gauthier for Riverside. That was pitch number 44 by Brennan Gilberto, who's walked 2, hit a batter, struck out 3. Straight up, foul territory, third baseman ROUSSEL with a play. 1 gone. Gilberto working well, matching Loving, and now 1 gone.
Both of these pitchers doing a great job here today. Quality starts on both. giving their defense a chance to make plays around the zone with everything.
Zach
Working at a
Geiger.
good pace.
Zach Geiger tried to bunt it, missed it. It's 0-1. He popped to first in the third. Off-speed pitch is just down. It's 1-1. Third baseman ROUSSEL in a step or two, and a strike is called. It's 1-2.
Nice fastball there, right on that outer third of the plate.
Gilberti's 1-2 pitch, down 2-2. Each team has lost a runner stealing at third base in this game. In each case, the leadoff man and their fastest players. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that missed away, so it's full 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Payoff. Toward third, handled ROUSSEL. Throws him out for out number 2. ROUSSEL's retired the first 2 here in the 5th, and now Tyler Gauthier bats with the bases empty. He's been on both times with a single and a walk.
Ground ball to ROUSSEL over at third. Scoops it up, makes a good solid throw across. Here's Tyler Gauthier now coming to the plate, trying to reach for the third time today.
Good breaking ball. Strike call. Gilberti gets ahead. Fastball hit to center. Hit well. Center fielder won't get there. Gauthier's off for the third straight time. He's trying for 2. He is there, sliding head first with a double. Tyler Gauthier igniting his team. Off for the third time, and he's 2 for 2.
Good hustle out of the box. Saw that he had an opportunity to get in the scoring position. With 2 outs, you want to take that chance. So here's a good spot for the Rebels. You got Vic Nair, a very quality hitter at the plate with a man in scoring position, 2 down.
6th double of the year for Tyler Gauthier. And now Brady Newman goes to the mound. Talk it over with Gilberti as Mason Vic Nair bats. He's lined hard to left, and he's popped to short. Gilberti waiting for the hitter to make his way back toward the plate. So here's Mason Vic Nair, who's driven in 10 runs on the year with a 2-out opportunity. Bounced it, blocked by Newman, 1-0.
Gauthier looking to get a very aggressive secondary lead here. You've got to be ready to score on a base hit with that kind of speed in a 0-0 game here in the 5th inning.
Weber trying to hold him close, but he's got to peel off. Good breaking ball from Gilberti, and that evens one. As you've alluded to, each pitcher has shown good command of 2 pitches in this game.
They have, and that's why we're where we're at. 5th inning, 0-0. Pitcher's duel taking place.
Change up down. It's 2-1.
At the high school level, when you can throw multiple pitches for strikes, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games, and that's what both of these guys are doing here today.
2 balls and a strike. And another. Fast one, and that's a strike called. It's 2-2. Again, the paint companies would be proud watching these 2 guys work today. 2-2 the count. Another breaker. That's a wild pitch. Gauthier will get to third with 2 outs. Why is that important? Because another one of those would score.
Now you're getting a very aggressive secondary lead up that line, looking for it, hoping that it happens, wishing for it. That ball gets away. He's got to be there.
Right, and there's plenty of space behind home plate in this park. So with his speed, another wild pitch would score. 3-2 the count. Vic Nair waits. Payoff pitch. Fastball popped up. Should be playable. Foul territory. The third baseman, ROUSSEL, is there, and he squeezes it. Big out recorded by Gilberti. Runner stranded. The 5th left. 1 in every inning for Riverside. Bottom of the 5th coming with no score. Schedule brought to you by Park Lakewood Apartments. Doubleheader from historic Kirsch-Rooney Stadium Friday. Archbishop Shaw and Brother Martin at 4. And Jesuit and Archbishop Rummel to follow. And then also on Saturday, the Bayou River All-Star Basketball Game live on Sports Nova at 7. Of course, all of these events tape delayed on WHNO TV 20. Quite a pitcher's duel here. No scores. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And Jordan Loving, 61 pitches through 4 innings. Nick off in the bottom of the 5th. Took it down for a ball. CNO flew out to right in the 2nd inning. Fastball foul right back here. It's 1-1. Right through there with a fastball. It's 1-2. So he's got CNO in the hole. 1-2 the count. Of course, the All-Star Basketball Game will have players from both Riverside and St. Charles Catholic participating. 1-2 pitch is high. 2-2. Nick CNO came in at 345, trying to get something here in a scoreless pitcher's duel, and sits high, so it's full 3-2. A rare full count for Loving, who's walked just 1.
Got up underneath that breaking ball and let the elbow drop.
Payoff. Swing and a miss. Gassed him, got him. Strikeout number 6 for Jordan Loving.
Yeah, that was the right pitch call there when he missed with the breaking ball. Just got up underneath that pitch. Didn't get over the top of it. Didn't get a good snap. But he said, okay, well, we'll just go back to the fastball. Here it is. And he gets the big strikeout.
1 gone. And here's Zach ROUSSEL, who struck out swinging to end the 2nd. And took a fast strike. It's 0-1. Late on that pitch. Loving in control, 0-2.
Loving's the type of pitcher I could sit here and watch him throw all day.
Off the end of the bat, foul back toward the screen.
It's an effortless delivery, very smooth. Ball jumps out of his hands, almost like the catcher is just stopping it because that thing would go all the way to the backstop. I mean, he's throwing it through the catcher. Just a really nice looking arm on the mound for Riverside.
Another 0-2. Breaker away, 1-2.
Playing with the off speed a little bit more here in this inning, kind of slowing his rhythm down when he goes to throw it.
And he bounced out when it's 2-2.
Stay fluid with it. Don't want to change a whole lot just because you're changing the pitch. Let the grip do it.
Two balls, 2 strikes on ROUSSEL. Pops it up, playable. This is PERRET near the line, foul territory. Falls down and doesn't catch it. Wow. Stumbled a bit on that hump that is the end of the infield toward the outfield, and he was not able to hold on, Danny, so that's a break for St. Charles.
Here it is. Kind of camped under it there and just not able to come down with it. Looks like he slipped a little bit on the dip of that infield meeting the outfield.
2-2 pitch. Breaking ball beat on the ground toward third. Has to wait on the hop. Gets it. Has to gun it. And good throw this time by HYMEL for the out. So no harm done. And that is out number 2. Trevor Arsenal will bat. So Loving able to maintain his poise and still get the out.
Grounder to third. HYMEL gets on top of that one and shoots it across.
Arsenault grounded to second his first time. Loving's pitch is popped back here and out of play. It's 0-1. And the 0-1. Again, pop foul out of play. 0-2 as Arsenault goes up hacking and finds himself behind.
Loving way ahead right now, 0-2. He can pretty much take this at bat wherever he wants at this point.
way high, 1-2. Each team has had a runner reach third base in this game, but that's it. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball missed away. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs and another. Towards short, handled by Poche. Good throw, inning over. Setting him down in order is Loving in the 5th. We go to the 6th. It remains scoreless from LaPlace on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. This portion of the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase is presented by the Ochsner Sports Medicine Institute. Open on both the North and South Shore Monday through Saturday. Ochsner Sports Medicine, the region's most comprehensive sports medicine services. Scoreless on to the 6th. 3 hits for Riverside, 2 for St. Charles Catholic, an error for each side, and an off-speed pitch away to Jared HYMEL from Brennan Gilberti, the 60th pitch for Gilberti, who's been very economical. HYMEL has walked and he struck out. And he took a hook for a strike, 1-1. Hard in the order for the Rebels. Starting to look like a run could win this game. 1-1 pitch. Good pitch at the knees. It's 1-2. Changing eye level, changing location, changing speeds. A lot of change.
And that's good. That's good if you're a pitcher.
Down, it's missing to even the count at 2-2.
Whole key to pitching is to throw off the rhythm of that hitter, to make him uneasy, get him guessing a little bit, and when you can throw that pitches for strikes, that's what happens.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, missing away. It's full 3-2. So HYMEL will look for a fastball here, 3-2. See if he can drive it. He's hit 2 home runs. Here's the payoff pitch, and he got him looking for out number 1. Gilberti with a quality pitch takes care of HYMEL for the first out here in the 6th inning, and that's his 4th strikeout of the game. Second time he's gotten HYMEL.
Came with a good fastball. No surprise there. 3-2 came with the fastball, middle in, and HYMEL takes it for a called strike 3. Here's Loving,
who has struck out and reached on an error and has pitched a brilliant game. In from Gilberti, who's been equally brilliant. Loving back in. Strike called. It's 1-1. Home plate umpires love calling these type of games where pitchers work quickly and are around the plate. Good breaking ball. Strike called. It's 1-2. And you can't just look for one location. Both guys have spotted the ball well, in and out, up and down. 1-2. Just down. It's 2-2. Good take by Loving. Not a pitch he could do anything with. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Breaker in the dirt. So second consecutive hitter that Gilberti has gone full. 3-2. Loving with 2 home runs. Dramatic home run to tie the game against St. Charles Catholic earlier this week. And the payoff pitch. Tapper off the foot. Keeps him at the plate. Walks it off. Riverside has assembled quite a line of coaches with the likes of Bill Stubbs, Timmy Bird, and Frank Cazzo of its three major boys sports. A payoff towards short, handled. Throw is on the money from Ori for out number 2. So 2 disposed of in the 6th inning by Gilberti, and now Drake Perrette will bat. WHNO TV thanks the Rent Zone for their support of today's telecast. For everything from small tools to large earth movers, let the Rent Zone provide what your project needs. Call their boutique office at 985-758-5006 or visit therentzone.net. And a ball just missing, 1-0. Nat taking care of business. Way to go, Nat. Hope Nat brought his hat. 1-0. Toward third hard. Tough hop. Knocked down nicely. ROUSSEL with time to throw him out. Good play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Gilberti, who marches on. Bottom of the 6th coming. Still no score from LaPlace. News on high school, college, and pro sports in Louisiana. Be sure to visit SportsNola.com. SportsNola features a team of area writers offering unique opinions. Plus, catch our first NBC video updates. It's all at SportsNola.com. It's all on the line here. No score, bottom of the 6th. Getting late, the top of the order for the Comets. Lloyd Nash tries to start it in good fashion, took it away. He has a single, and he's flied to left. And it's 1-0 on pitch number 79. From Jordan Loving, who's walked 1 and struck out 6. Nash lines a base hit to left. That's the potential winner on base with nobody out, and great speed for the Comets. He makes it look easy, doesn't he? Just short swing, take it the other way. He's had the best approach of any hitter for St. Charles Catholic.
Second straight at bat, he did a nice job of going to the opposite field with it. They had him played that way, but he's able to shoot a liner out there. Nobody's catching that one.
So is Altamont bunting here, or do you try to put something on with Nash? Third baseman HYMEL way in. Nash draws a throw. And Altamont with 8 sacrifice bunts. We already told you about the speed of Nash, now 22 of 24 in the stolen base department. And another move over there. They try to get an indication, but Altamont not chipping his hand, at least to this point.
Well, HYMEL is way up at third. You'd have to go to the first base side if you are going to bunt right here. They keep picking off, obviously, to keep Nash close, but you'd also like to see if Altamont will show anything, but he hasn't done anything at the plate. He hasn't started to bunt on any 3 of those pickoffs, but, I mean, you've got to believe in this situation that you're doing something here to get Nash in the scoring position.
Morris to the mound quickly, and these throwovers are not going to threaten Nash because it's a long motion by Loving to first base. Not a quick pickoff move. Bunt attempt high. Bad throw the first by Morris, and he held up. It's 1-0.
Altamont, you could see there, the way that he took that pitch, you could see that he's looking to go to the first base side, and you really have to because HYMEL is, God, he's got to be a good 5 or 6 feet in on the grass over at third. So you've got to take it to the first base side.
Bunts it foul back to the screen off the end of the bat. It's 1-1.
Couple things if you're Nash. You got to watch for a popped up bunt. You got to be able to put the brakes on and get back. You also have to watch if Authemall would bunt through a pitch, them picking behind you. You don't want to lose that base runner down there. Been too tough to come by today in this game.
1 ball and 1 strike. Loving pitches. Bunt is on. Pitch down and out. And the runner's caught up to throw to first. And he held up too long. Morris had to wait, it appeared, for the first baseman to get into position because Nash had slipped and fallen. He was dead if they could have gotten the ball down there quickly.
That's exactly what I was just kind of talking about. You didn't have Authemall bunting through it, but you had the base runner expecting a bunt and kind of getting caught in no man's land. Waiting for PERRET to get back to the bag, and that allowed Nash to get back safely.
And a very good bunt, first base side. This is close. He's safe. Base hit by Authemall with a beautiful bunt. Here come the Comets. First and second, nobody out. And here comes Frank Cazzo to the mound. Wayne Stein very happy. You can't execute better than that. Obviously, that was the previous play. You saw the double pump. That's because, as we mentioned, PERRET had to get back to the bag. Morris couldn't throw to an empty base. So now everyone's talking. The wheels are turning. Zach Weber's going to bat. And this copyrighted telecast of the first NBC Prep Baseball Showcase may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of WHNO TV 20. Zach Weber in what has to be another bunt situation here.
You would think. That's what I would do. I'd be bunting again. Make a play. If you can get guys to second and third, you erase the possible double play ball. You put 2 guys in scoring position, 1 guy 90 feet away. A lot of different ways to score a man from third in less than 2 outs. You've got the meter you order ready to come to the plate. It all sets up to bunt again.
Nash, a line drive single to left. Off them on a bunt single. First and second, nobody out. Zach Weber struck out, grounded out. Let's see how Riverside plays this. What play did they put on? Down a ball, 1-0. Third baseman was peeling back to the bag. It'll leave it to the pitcher and catcher on that side. First baseman, PERRET, was crashing. 1 ball and no strikes.
Right here, you'd like to bunt it towards the third base side.
Especially with the play they had on with the third baseman, HYMEL, staying back. And that is a strike called. It's 1-1.
Well,
so
that's
one less pitch to bunt.
That's a nice pitch there, though, by Loving. That pitch right on that outside corner. That's a pitch you really can't try to bunt towards third base. So a nice job of locating that fastball in this bunt situation.
Weber's had 7 sacrifices this year. So he's moved runners nicely, and he gets the bunt down here. And the play has to be to first, and nobody's there. First baseman crashed. Second baseman went to second. A total misplay by Riverside. And what has to go as a base hit loads the bases with nobody out for cleanup hitter Justin Horry. That's, as a coach, that's a nightmare, right?
Well, you're in a pickle now, but Weber gets it on the ground. And the second baseman was at the bag. First baseman was charging. I don't know if maybe Mason Vicknair, the second baseman, wanted to kind of go with a pick play there, and the pitcher didn't pick it up and deliver it to the plate, but obviously some miscommunication there within the Riverside infield as Morris blocks that breaking ball up in the dirt. Riverside obviously with the infield in right here. Bottom of the 6th inning, they only have 3 offensive outs left, so you got to try to cut a run off.
Good look at everybody on base. Sacks juiced nobody. Horry 0 for 2. He's reached on an error. 18 RBI. Here it comes. Pop foul back here. It's 1-1.
Well, if you're Riverside right here, you take a strikeout or a pop up on the infield. Obviously, a pop up on the infield would be infield fly rule. Bases loaded, less than 2 outs. But you take either one because then you could be potentially just a pitch away from getting out of the inning.
Here it comes. Fastball, fly ball. Right field isn't deep enough. The center fielder's going to make the play. Gauthier has it. Nash with speed. Throw toward the plate is late. And St. Charles Catholic has a 1-0 lead on a sacrifice fly by Justin Ory. They're going to base, and he's safe. Again, the speed of Nash paying off big time, and a great job by Ory to get one airborne and deep enough.
Well, you knew that one was deep enough when you saw Lloyd Nash over there at third base. No doubt that he was going to be able to tag and score. And that's just a great piece of situational hitting. Man on third, less than 2 outs. Get the ball up in the air to the outfield and score the run.
So still an opportunity to add to the lead. 2 on, 1 out. Justin Loupe, who has a single and 2 at-bats. Will bat. Here it comes. Showed bunt. Took a ball. 1-0. As you've got the runners first and second. Aldermont at second. Weber at first. 1-0. Ory with his 19th run driven in. Here it comes. He's bunting and missing it. So it's 1-1. Interesting that they would try to bunt here, trying to make the fielders move and play the ball because Riverside's had trouble doing it.
Absolutely. Keeping the pressure on. Keep your foot on the gas when things like that start happening. Compound mistakes. That leads to big innings.
Swing and a miss late on the fastball. It's 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. 1-0 St. Charles Catholic in the bottom of the 6th. Opportunity to get some more, perhaps. Loving trying to prevent that. And the 1-2 pitch did not chase the high fastball. Tempting, but he laid off, and it's 2-2. Breaking ball fouled, stays alive. Holding at 2-2 on Loupe. A single by Nash, a bunt single by Aldermont, a bunt single by Weber on a mental mistake, loaded the bases, and a sacrifice fly by Justin Ory, scoring Nash. 1-0 St. Charles Catholic. Swing and a miss, got him. So Loving picks up his 7th strikeout, takes care of Loupe for out number 2. And Brady Newman to the plate.
This becomes a big spot here with Brady Newman coming up. You've only given up 1. As bad as it looked, bases loaded, nobody out. You've only given up 1. So if you can keep it right there, you know, obviously anything can happen in the top of the 7th. If you're Riverside, you know, you can scratch a run there. You just don't want to let this get to 2 or 3. So
correct.
This is a situation where the Rebels really need to shut this down.
Newman batting with 2 on, 2 outs, and a swing and a ground ball foul down the first base side. Newman has driven in 21. He leads this team in that department. He's walked, and he's flied out to center. That one retrieved by the right fielder, GIEGER. Thrown out of play. If you're looking ahead to the Riverside 7th, the due hitters are EDLER, Morris, and Poche. What will the score be? It's 1-0 right now. St. Charles top. And an 0-1 count on Newman. And another. Way high and outside with something off speed. 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. 2 on and 2 outs. 1-0 Comets on top. Newman. Foul tip into the mitt. Morris holds on. It's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Newman waiting. Here's the 1-2. Way high from Loving, 2-2. One of those games where, and we've seen this year, where you hate to see either pitcher lose. Both have been outstanding.
Yeah, this right now has all boiled down to not being able to get outs on bunts.
The 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, and a little looper toward left field, but the shortstop is there, reaching up to snare it. His Poche, the inning is over with a run on 3 hits. No errors, 2 left. They've stranded 6. 1-0 St. Charles Catholic. Students watching from beyond the right field fence. They're watching everywhere here today on a beautiful day in LaPlace and a beautiful ball game we've had. 1-0 St. Charles Catholic trying to get a split in district play against Riverside. Last chance for the Rebels coming up here in the top of the 7th against Brennan Gilberti, who's been the man. 74 innings. He's walked 2, hit a batter, struck out 4, looking for the complete game win. But first, Dane Edler will get it started, trying to change it. Edler 0 for 2, took a ball. He's grounded to short. He's popped to first. Trying to get on base for Frank Cazzo's Rebels. 1-0 the count. And another pitch on the way. And that is a strike over the inside edge. It's 1-1. A ball and a strike. And another. High. 2-1 while we have the opportunity. Our thanks to the entire staff and community here at St. Charles Catholic for their usual hospitality. It's been wonderful being here. From Wayne Stein to Frank Monica. Tapper foul. Behind the plate, it's 2-2 to Principal Andrew Cupid and the entire family here at St. Charles Catholic High School, where they always treat us extremely well. We're very grateful. Very much enjoy coming here. 2-2 the count. Another pitch on the way. Toward third, foul off the hands, holding 2-2. Of course, on the other hand, my stellar record this week is going to fall if this score doesn't change, because I had the pleasure, along with Wally Ponoff, of speaking at Riverside's Dugout Club on Monday night. So Wally and I were kind of taking a little credit for what happened a couple of days ago. Not really, but it was fun anyway. The seafood was outstanding.
That was a pretty big-time streak that you guys put to an end this week.
I take no credit. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Great pitch. Gilberti on an outstanding breaking ball. Might have been his best of the game. Takes care of Edler. 1 gone, 2 more to get. And Morris will bat strikeout number 5 for Gilberti.
Good pitchers get better as they go. You get to this spot where your team's able to scratch that 1 run for you. You're feeling good up there. And Gilberti's ready to get these final outs.
Edler took it in the dirt, or rather Morris took it in the dirt, 1-0. He's hit the ball hard. Morris is singled, and he lined into that double play back in the 4th inning, which was a big play with 2 runs time.
That was definitely a spot that if you're Riverside, you wish you had back.
Look out, that's just a bit out of the strike zone.
Are you channeling Bob Uecker on us again?
Not really. 2-0 the count. Yes, I am. I cannot tell a lie. Well, actually, I can, but I prefer not to.
Did you see that video they got on the internet right now with Scully reading the grocery list?
No, I haven't seen it. Have not seen it. That is a strike call. That's 2-1.
Pretty neat little video.
Smart take by Morris, down a run in the 7th there, 2-0 count. Here's the 2-1. Breaker in the dirt, 3-1. Well, Morris trying to get something, put some pressure on the Comet defense. Morris ahead, 3 balls and a strike. The pitch, beat toward third, foul. It's full 3-2. Third baseman ROUSSEL, of course, is going to be near the line in this situation. Be hard to fit it by him and the bag.
Gotta like the way ROUSSEL plays down there at third. He's a mess down there, diving, making plays. You can tell he enjoys playing the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and strike 3 called on a 3-2 pitch. And that's out number 2, so a quality pitch on 3-2 takes care of Morris. And that's strikeout number 5 for Gilberti at the knees on the corner. And a great job by Newman of receiving that ball.
How many times have we said that today? Outside, at the knees, pitcher's pitch. St. Charles 1 out away.
Connor Poche trying to keep it alive for Riverside. Look out. Sailed over his head. Poche has flied to center, popped to third. Just 3 hits allowed by Gilberti. And that is down for ball 2, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is a strike call to make it 2-1. The 2-1. Down, it's 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Poche. Geiger on deck. Here's Gilbert's pitch. Popped up, should end it. Second baseman there. Weber puts it away. And the St. Charles Catholic Comets have defeated the Riverside Rebels by the score of 1-0 in an outstanding ball game. Back with our post-game show in just a moment on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. Quite a ball game as the St. Charles Catholic Comets decide 1-0. Here's Danny Ream with the winners. Danny?
All right, here with Brendan Gilberti, winning pitcher, and head coach Wayne Stein of the St. Charles Comets. Brendan, you did a great job throwing multiple pitches for strikes. Really had those guys guessing.
Yes, I've been struggling with my off-speed all year, and me and Coach got in the bullpen yesterday and really worked on them, and I was able to throw them today.
How exciting was it to be out there in the top of the 7th after your team was able to get that run across?
It was great. There's no better feeling than pitching with the lead.
All right, Coach Stein, big bounce-back win for your club.
Yeah, I had a lot of confidence in our kids. They felt, they felt the pain of the loss Tuesday, and then they told me they were going to come out and compete today, and that's what they did. And that's a good baseball team we just beat, and you could see we could definitely see them again.
What was your message going forward to your club?
My message just now was, we talked about 3-game series all year, and we lost game 1 on Tuesday, and today was game 2, and game 3 is Shaw Saturday. So we're moving forward trying to win the series this week.
All right, well, the Comets, Ken, back up to you.
Okay, Danny, great job, and a great job by the Comets, who win it by the score of 1-0. Back with a final word in a moment from LaPlace on the first NBC Bank Prep Showcase. He's back. Danny, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Same here.
And thank you for joining us as well. Our baseball coverage continues this week with a District 9 5A matchup between Archbishop Shaw and Brother Martin. Catch it live Friday on SportsNova.com or watch the tape-delayed broadcast Saturday at noon on WHNO. For Danny Ream and our entire WHNO crew, I'm Ken Trahan. Once again, your final score, St. Charles Catholic 1, Riverside 0. Thank you for joining us, and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.